As you can see, I am changing up the platform and evolving to what I deem higher topics because people seem to keep being repetitive and staying within the system that they know because it makes them comfortable, makes them feel comfortable. I don't know. Maybe they like fighting the same battles every day of the week. I'm not sure which one that is. So, that being said, just want to talk about the world citizenship real quick, what it means to me, and why I'm going this route. So, throughout my whole entire life here on Earth, I've gone through all these things from birth, as a child, crazy parents, drugs, rock and roll, rap, gangsters, all kinds of stuff, right? I've been through a lot. And then I went through, when I got off of drugs in, was it 2001 or 2002, somewhere around there, I became very crazy Christian for a while and very religious, but I was also still somewhat open-minded and learning, and then went through that and blah blah blah, and here I am today after doing yeah. I was like religious for a while, and then I got out of religion, and then I became kind of really obsessed with reading the statutes and codes and regulations and the straw man theory and the this and the that, and I got lost in, like, I think I spent 8 months studying the UCC 1 group. Like 8 months of my time, because I got involved with Drew Johnston. She was really big into that UCC 1 stuff, so she gave me like the whole package for free. I don't have it anymore, I don't think. I probably deleted it out of my hard drive, but she gave me a huge, like, if I printed it all out, it'd be this big, but it was all in PDF and document form, right? So I got lost in all these things. Oh, and then, so when I came out the other side of all my legal studies, what up, no more? I came to the conclusion that the belief in the state is basically a religion. It's just another religion. And the laws of the religion are the laws that are passed by the legislature or the state people that made this fiction or operate the fiction, right? And everybody that believes in the fiction are putting their energy into the fiction, and the fiction tells them what to do, and they, you know what I mean? It's like Mickey Mouse is God, and you better do what Mickey Mouse says, because if you don't, Mickey Mouse is gonna whip your ass with his ears or something, you know? And that's basically what I came to the conclusion that the state was basically a religion, and after that, Mark Stevens' words started to make sense to me. I started paying attention to him and what he was saying. So basically what Mark Stevens says with his No State Project, if you're not familiar, I'm going to summarize it real quick. The No State Project basically shows you that there is no state. And a lot of people get really split-brained, irritated with me saying, or anyone saying, that there is no state. Because their belief in the state is so strong, so ingrained in them through their lives of being raised on this planet, that to tell these people the state doesn't exist is like, oh, what do you mean? Oh, they go crazy. What do you mean the state doesn't exist? I've been worshiping the state my whole life. You know, they can't say that. Of course they won't say that. So then Mark Stevens, we all know he's a shill. If you don't know, now you know. We know he's a shill. He was deactivated when COVID hit, and he's no longer part of the No State Project. Anyways, his points were on point. What facts do you have and evidence to prove that I'm within the state? Or you could rephrase that and say within the plaintiff. Are you saying that we're physically located in the plaintiff? Do you see how that doesn't work? So, if you're ever in a court case, like 99.9999% of the time we go to court, it's always the state or a county or a city is named as plaintiff, and there's some guy there saying that he is representing his client, the state, the county, or the city, or whatever. And it's all a complete fiction. And then you get people involved in logical fallacies where they appeal to authority, they appeal to man as authority, buying through their statutes and codes and constitutions and things that they wrote, making the state or the man or the government entity the official authority. Kind of like referring to case law. You're appealing to authority as though a man in a black dress has authority over you. But really, we know that the public relations propaganda scheme for that is that the constitutions were written to limit them, and that the opinions of the man in the black dress is supposed to apply to the agents and agencies of the government system. So anyway, blah, 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 blah. Everything's complicated. It's all convoluted, and it's a pain in the butt, right? Is anybody tired of the system yet? Raise your hand, because I am. I have always been tired of it. I've always questioned it, and I've always wondered who, what, when, where, how, and why does a man who shows up with a gun automatically be my authority? Like, just because some bureaucrat or my dad or my mom or my grandma, grandpa, or anybody else in the world says, well, these people are your authority, you gotta do what they say, and they just repeat it over and over what they've been told all their lives. But they don't think logically. I can flip the script and say, hey, I'm your authority, Dad. Now what? Oh, no, you're not. Okay, well, what makes that pig down the street your authority? Well, he was duly officially organized by the government and blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, what makes the government your authority? And it just goes on and on from there. So my brain's just going crazy with all these questions growing up as to why everybody else has authority over me except for me. Complete and utter BS. So, why am I going to renounce or get rid of the U.S. citizen status and be a world citizen? This doesn't make me a world citizen. My declaration of myself saying that I'm a world citizen is what makes me a world citizen. This is a passport from the World Citizen or World Government Organization, and they are not a government agency. They are not. If you watch my 1 hour long video that I posted up, it's not my video, but I did download it, and I did cut out their excess stuff that was in it and just put the guy's story, the guy who invented this passport. It's just an hour long, guys, and it's freaking super entertaining and very educational to see what this guy went through to create this organization and learning what they have done for refugees and people who have been misplaced and have subsequently become stateless or whatnot. The reason I'm doing go back to the reason I'm doing it is because I'm tired of the statist governments. How many people are tired of statist governments? How many people are tired of them saying we have magical, imaginary, godlike authority over you? Are you tired of it? Anybody? Are you guys completely tired of it yet? Because if you are, then you're going to take action and you're going to renounce that U.S. citizenship, become stateless, and you can just declare yourself a world citizen. You don't have to go through the World Government Organization to get this, but if you feel better about having your own little passport and, you know, something to hold in your hands that's tangible for an identification, or you can make your own. Now, Trent Goodbody, he makes identification cards. You can make your own at home. There's nothing to stop you from doing these things, okay? But the point is they have authority over you because you give it to them. That's the basis of this whole entire thing, is we have been giving them authority by our actions. Now, a lot of us would be like, oh no, I'm a rebel, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. But then on the other, you know, and then you're using the Social Security to get your, well, you can still use it even if you renounce U.S. citizen. You can still get your Social Security retirement fund or whatever. Anyhow, the point is once you renounce your U.S. citizenship, they no longer have this statutory person magical authority over you. And allegedly, you can just declare yourself alive and send a cease and desist as well. An affidavit of life. It wouldn't help to go to the local coroner and say, hey, coroner, I want a coroner's report on myself. And what are they going to do? They're going to take your vitals, and then they're going to say he's alive. Now you got a coroner's report proving that you're alive. Include that in your document. Because they want to say that we're all civilly dead entities, that we're all dead, lost at sea, and we're not. We're actually, you could see that we're all living on the earth. Duh. But they like to play these games. So this is what I'm doing. This is where I'm going with it. There is no state. There is no country. There are no nations. These things are only created by the imagination of men, and they are established and enforced by the violence of those who believe in it. That is the only reason the state works, or the nation, or the country, or whatever you want to call it. These people with magical authority is just the willingness to use violence against you to force you into submission to their religion and their narcissistic, you know what I'm saying? Magical, imaginary, non-existent authority over you. So, let's go and talk about, okay, now we know there's no country, there's no nation, there's no, these governments are just, they're corporations. We know they're corporations. If you don't know, now you know. Otherwise, whatever. Look up the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. This document was created because of what the guy who founded this has done. This was created because of what this guy did. Freaking awesome. Watch the movie. It's only an hour long. Guys, get updated on this. Check it out. It's really foundational. So basically what you're doing when you become a not a U.S. citizen, but a world citizen, you renounce this statist idea and evolve your mind beyond it and look at the world as your nation. We were born on this planet, on this earth. It's our job to take care of it and each other. And what are we doing? We're allowing these bureaucratic pieces of crap, the 2% of people on the earth, to rule the 98% of people on the earth and control our minds into thinking that our neighbors are our enemy when they are not. We're all on the same planet, floating through the same dark cloud of butt dust in space, or whatever the heck's really going on, and we should be unified. We don't need their money system. Never did, never will. Well, JeHeretic, you're crazy. We need money, we need money, we need money. Well, do you really need money? Does Earth grow food on it? Does Earth have water on it? There's two of the main resources we need to survive. Air. I guess it should be air and water is number one. Food's number two, because we can live for a little bit without some food, as long as we have air and water. And then we build shelter, we make clothes for ourselves. We've got the technology here, guys. We don't need this system anymore. We need a better system, a more unified system, and not one that is dictatorialship. It needs to be of and by and for the people. Now I'm going to read, what section? I just wrote a few sections of this. There is a section on the right to travel as well in here. You guys like the right to travel, don't you? Everybody loves that topic. So everyone has the right to leave any country, including his own, and to return to his country. That's Article 13, subsection 2. And subsection 1 of the same article says, everyone has the right of freedom of movement and residence within the borders of each state. Now, you and I know that these borders are man-made fictions. The guy who established the world government system, he's on that same exact topic. I should have freaking out underlined some of this before I started talking to you about this, but it says, he says the same thing, he just uses different words. Consider if the fiction of national frontiers were fully exposed, there would be no need for a world passport or any passport, or the visas that come with them. You know, the visas that they require. So right now, I want to go somewhere because I don't have a U.S. citizen passport. You know, I can't just get on a plane and go somewhere where there's a visa-free entry because I'm not using the United States citizen passport. I'm using a world government passport. So I have to get a visa first. And based upon the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, under these articles, and the United Nations Charter, under Article 55 and 56, they have to respect our human rights, or they're obligated to, but it doesn't necessarily mean they will. So anyhow, I really like how this guy worded this. If the fiction of national frontiers were fully exposed, there would be no need for a passport, driver's license, or whatnot. You follow what that means? That is just an incredible statement that sums it all up, all the complicated words that I have ever come up with to try to figure out how to describe this to you and to other people. It's just the fictional frontiers, the fiction of national frontiers. The nation doesn't exist. The state doesn't exist. The country doesn't exist. Yes, different cultures and different creeds of human exists. But there's only one race on Earth, guys. As far as Homo sapiens, humans go, human race. We got different colors of skin, but that doesn't mean it's a separate race, does it? So that whole entire racism card that is constantly played out on the media, and we know that they know the name of the game on that is just a game on the people to keep them divided. Because if the ignorant white man, the ignorant black man, the ignorant yellow man, the ignorant red man, whatever skin tone you got going, if your ignorance will allow them to control you and keep you fighting against your fellow man, human, then they have absolute control over you. They get you to believe in their state, and they get you to be a separatist. You get to be permanently mentally segregated, because all this stuff only exists within this bubble here, within the brain bubble. That's where all these fictions exist. And when those fictional walls are broken down and you can see that we are all one on Earth, and that the Earth should all be one, and could all be one if these fictional realms that were trapped inside of this sphere were broken down, then what happens? The whole government institute for war falls away. It's gone. And that's what they don't want, but they know it's coming. It's an inevitable thing, and I think there's a lot going on that is helping us usher into the next evolution of humankind, where we all, what's left over of us is going to be, hopefully, of that mindset, and not what they portray in the movies, in the, in those, there's a lot of movies that portray, like, after the fact situations where it's people are still warring against each other, is what I'm trying to say. And I would hope that we could evolve past that. While they are going crazy, burning stuff down, throwing weather at us, there's going to be earthquakes, there's going to be another wave of I guess there's new waves of COVID coming out for the elections, whatever they're doing. All these propagandist games that they keep playing because people won't turn the TV off and stop having faith in these morons. So, until it all happens, we can be the change that we want to see now just by doing this. And guess what? When you do it, you will encourage and influence someone else to do it. And when they do it, they will encourage and influence someone else to do it. Oh my goodness. So, anyways, that is where I am at, man. I'm traveling down to see my cousin, and then I'm going to a few consulates. I want to get some of them visas. Get some of them visas put up in here and go somewhere. Only people who know me closely know where I'm going. But I ain't telling you because it's none of your damn business until I tell you. You'll know. You'll know where I'm at when I make a video of it. I bought the 10-year one. August 2033. So basically, that's that. And I'll keep people updated on the use, thereof. There is a link in the description bar under the movie. It's a 1 hour long movie. It is on my channel. Check it out. I think it says World Citizen for World Peace is the title of the video that I highly encourage you to watch. It's only an hour. It's super entertaining. Like, he really gets your attention. And everything that guy went through to create this organization is awesome. Like, he's a martyr for the cause. And now that organization issues these documents to stateless people in countries where they become refugees, they don't have documentation and they need it. They do their best to help, but they, obviously they need donations for them to be able to afford to help refugees. So there are people doing their best. They have a legal team, and it's, you get all, there's a certificate of authenticity. You get to get some literature. It's very simple, to the point. This is the English version. There's a bunch of different stuff's in there, but like I said, that 1 hour long movie, guys, it explains everything. And if you agree with this type of idea that all mankind are one, then you are already a world citizen. I mean, think about it. We're all on this planet together until we're not. If we get to go somewhere else, well, we get to go somewhere else when we get to go somewhere else. But until then, we're on this planet. We need to make the best of it. And we need to stop giving so much of our energy power to those bureaucrats that have absolutely no authority over us except for what we give them. We have to change our minds, change our hearts, and change our actions. Well, our actions have been using the state-issued identification, using the Social Security number. Now, some of you guys want to get your Social Security benefits for your retirement. You still have access to that, as far as I have read. I read about expatriating, and the questions are: do you still get your Social Security benefits for retirement? The answer that I found is yes, you still can. So you can go to another country, renounce U.S. citizen, still maintain your Social Security, because Social Security does not detach from you until you're dead, because it's a scam that they entrapped you into. I tried to close it, but they won't close it. So I don't know, maybe when I'm 65, I'll be able to call them up, say, hey, I'm 65, give me some money, or whatever, you know what I mean? So that's about that. That summarizes what's happening here. And I'll keep you guys updated the best of my ability. If I'm wrong about anything, you're welcome to tell me I'm wrong, but please point me in the right direction so I can check it out. But like I said, I've been doing research into expatriation, renunciation of U.S. citizenship. The Social Security number is still attached. You still get those benefits somehow, for some reason. I can't explain it. But all of a sudden, there's no more, if you have you're battling with a child support agency, they don't have jurisdiction over you anymore. That falls off. That's why they cock block you from getting a passport. They don't want you to go renounce your U.S. citizenship. But if you think about it, it's kind of oxymoronic, because you can't sneak into Mexico, and you could probably go to Mexico and renounce it. I'd imagine you could renounce it here too if you wanted to, but I don't know how that stuff works. I don't really care. All I know is I already told them that I'm not their property. I'm not a U.S. citizen, never have been, never will be. I'm aware that they use it against me and to enslave me, and I'm just not participating anymore. I haven't registered in a vehicle for over 3 years, made my own plate, and just travel. Thankfully, they have left me alone because I'd rather be left alone than to be accosted. They get behind me, they see my plate, and they go, or they go back that way. So far, so good. Of course, you're gonna have to take my word for it because I don't hit record right when I see one. It's usually too late by the time I notice. So, there we go, guys. Oh, yeah. This is... Can I flip this thing? Yeah, let's flip this thing. And that there, right there, is what I'm riding right now. Let's get your documentary evidence of what JeHeretic's license plate is. Booyaka, booyaka. Do you see anything state issued? No. Whew. It's muggy in this room. Anyways. Peace to Earth when we become the peace on Earth. We have to be the change that we want to see. Watch Fight Club. Some of the words in that movie are incredible. Oh yeah, go to that 1 hour video I'm telling you about that's on my channel. If you don't know about the guy who organized this, check him out. He thinks just like us. He doesn't believe in the state, doesn't believe in nation, doesn't believe in country. It's all a fiction. It's all a fiction. The wall at Mexico is a fiction. It's a manifestation of man's narcissistic control freak system to keep people separated. Now people think I'm crazy. Oh, you want open borders? That'd be crazy. Oh, God. Well, just because you're a statist. You can't imagine being free or at peace with people on Earth. You're a statist. You're always constantly at war. You watch football. You think your team's the best team. You watch basketball. You think your team's the best team. You go to church. You think your church is the only one going to heaven. Always at war with everybody else's ideas or beliefs or teams or nations or color of skin. Whatever. You guys are always at war. And that mentality is hopefully on its way out. That's what I'm looking forward to. Anyways, I digress. Have a good day. Peace. Thanks for coming and watching and listening to me rant.